Friendly greetings! Ho, ho, ho! As you can see, I'm not in a Santa suit, but I am keeping myself suitably warm during this festive holiday season. In this very fun and fitting video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make your sky match the holiday spirit. Because you notice right here, it's very wintry. There's some nice snowflake particles, and certainly the trees look frosty, but the sky is kind of a cloudy blue. That's because it's the default midday of the day cycle. So, first off, I want you to go to World Menu, Environment Settings, and if you're not already at it, choose Midday. And that's the setting it's at right now. Also, to get the full graphical immersive experience, you're going to want to make sure in Edit Menu, Preferences, and in Graphics tabs here, make sure your settings are High or Ultra, or if you have Custom checked, that atmospheric shaders are on, because that's what activates the Windlight skies. And it gives you all the detail of the nice clouds. So let's take a trek here, a little bit of a trek journey. And I'm also going to show you the water, because water, hey, ice for the season, right? So we're going to jump down there a little bit later and take care of that business. But first off, go to World Menu, Environment Settings, and here in the Environment Editor, go ahead and give that a nice click and Advanced Sky. You'll notice that if you click this, one of the presets we give you is foggy. That's kind of a quick shortcut, but by teaching you how these sliders interact, if you've never played with them before, it's like a paint mixer. You'll gain a more thorough understanding of how to customize and make other sorts of skies to your liking. So I'm just zooming out there by holding Alt and clicking, or Option on a Mac, which I'm on right now incidentally, but cross-platform friendliness is cool. So with these settings, and by the way, it's not really foggy right now, it's just a holdover, but we really did select the midday. Now, we'll just move this. Oh, sorry, I should reply later. We'll get mixing. First of all, it's easy to drag these eye sliders to make sure their uniform value is just universally set. Notice that I just drag them all to 0 and then drag it back up, and see now they're all, it's gonna correlate with white or gray. Do the same thing for blue density, because you don't want to be so much blue as you do. There we go. See, we're getting closer already. I am excited. And then you can go to lighting, and now, well, it's always good to camera around and take a look around at the bigger picture here. So it's a clear winter day, and in the lighting, you also want to shoot to 0 and like that. You can add some seasoning if you want, make it sort of a pink winter. I've done this before, but in case you don't, you can also move the ambient down a little darker, and you can usually leave this all right. And this doesn't matter so much unless you want to cast more of a shadow for that sort of mystical greeting spirit. I don't know what I'm saying there. But anyway, the next step is to go to the clouds. You thought I was going to touch that, didn't you? Psych. And we click on the clouds, and we can make it a more sort of dark clouds, light clouds, cloud coverage, more of a clear day, or very, very overcast. I think muggy is the word. And I have Draw Classic Clouds off. You can turn them on if you want. They're going to add this. It can be nice. But now is sort of the finishing touch. You want to click on the Atmosphere tab, and here is where you will adjust the distance multiplier. The advantage of this is it makes it, oh, it's starting to get foggier. It's starting to get foggier, right? And you just use a balance of these. And like I have long preached, it's difficult to describe some of these effects in words, but it's very rewarding to see it in action. By the way, Michelin is saying if you change max altitude to 0, it will look very stark like that. But as soon as you start dragging it up, it scales. All right, you can change the haze if you want more haze. But now you've got a great grip of what we have in a winter wonderland. Isn't that great? So now as you're exploring, then you will have more of a, let me see here, the sky, we can move that up still. See, like that, make it more almost ethereal. And you can play with some of the lighting if you want, like a green Christmas. It's surreal, things like that. But you've got the principles down pat. And that's exactly how it was about, just a few minutes, how to make your own wintry sky like that. And of course, avatars will look really cool lit like that too. Oh, look at them. They're in a sleigh and having a nice time. So we can go to new and make a new one, and you can name it whatever you choose, but I like wintry. Oh my gosh. Okay, and we've got that. Now that's taken care of. How about we minimize that for a moment and let's trek down to the water. I'm here at Kumara, I believe it's pronounced. If I've got that wrong, let me know. I'm always open to learning. So as we fly down this very nice mountain and the environs, we're going to find our way to the water. And of course the water now, it looks less blue because of how the sky is. But as a point of reference, let's go back to world. Bear with me, environment settings and midday. So we can see again, okay, this is not wintry at all. And now let's close the advanced sky editor out for a moment and let's open environment editor again. And let's go and dig into advanced water, because this is where you will start tweaking the settings. Like water fog color, obviously you're going to want to be white like that, right? And then you're going to want to play with some of this. So fog density exponent, if you move this upwards, it will make the surface more opaque like that, and have the water reflections on. By the way, it requires a higher end graphics card, but in preferences in the graphics, you can turn them on and off. I can just turn them off right now for the sake of simplicity, so you can see better what's going on without objects appearing in there. So one of the principles is you can go to image and you can change the wave direction to, you want to get it to 0 as much. It's a bit fiddly. You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to tap that, and you can just adjust it like that. You can also change the normal map, and by the way, you don't need an actual normal map texture. You can use one that's snow and it will be pretty similar. So we have some in the library. If you go ahead and search for snow, and then, for example, we were to see these primitive island snow ones. Okay. And that will be all right for the purposes of this. These, like the sky settings before them, you notice they're going to change things. Like the Fresnel, not Fresnel, it's Fresnel, c'est français. And you want to just move this a little more down like that. And you can go ahead and play with some other ones. Like, ooh, that adds a nice one. But just by changing that, we're a lot closer to what looks like ice. It's not going to behave like ice when you go, you can just go right through it. But even so, underwater, of course, it'll be ooh, nice and misty like that. So now that we got the water looking more like ice, we can add that with the sky. Let's go back to advanced sky and let's go ahead and select this again. Okay, so there we go. Select your winter setting. And I take a deep breath of relief, knowing that I have instructed you in the ways of creating a really beautiful sky and water setting, just like that. Isn't that incredible? So just about everywhere you go is going to look wintry, and places that have wintry terrain even more so, like if we were to ascend to the top of this mountain. Gorgeous, isn't it? And keep in mind, these are local client-side, viewer-side settings, which means only you will see these settings. In the future, we do hope to add to the world and region estate that you would be able to set your own sky settings here. For instance, that hasn't come yet, but in the meantime, if you follow these steps, if you teach your friends how to do this, you can all enjoy your proverbial winter wonderland. Now I'm just going to hide the UI like that. And by the way, if you're wondering how to do that, I should also teach you that. I use the shortcut. Let me just put it on the screen for you. So you can have this advanced menu showing, and then you go to advanced menu and the rendering, and you want to go ahead and the features, you hide the UI. Okay. And remember the shortcut here, whatever you see here, it's different on Mac and Windows. And so when you turn this off, the whole UI hides. You want to know what that is so you can, of course, turn it back on. But for now, you just can explore like that. Have a cup of eggnog, gather with some loved ones, whether you're all at a sort of computer party in First Life, exploring Second Life together, or if you're with people you care about who are a great physical distance, but you can still connect in world like that. And it's really sweet. One of the most beloved things, I think, about Second Life. This has been Torley Linden wishing you a tremendously happy holidays.